Okay, sweet. Hi, guys. Happy Thursday. So good to see all of you guys. So we're going to be talking about just social media tips. So certain things have changed since the last time we did a Zoom together. So we definitely want to talk about that. We're going to talk about some different apps that are going to help us a lot with building our network. We're going to talk about Instagram, talk about Facebook, and kind of cover all the nooks and crannies in between. And then we're going to try and leave some time at the end for questions so that we can kind of touch base on what we've covered and stuff like that. Sound good?
Yeah, I'm so excited because I'm subbing in for Miranda. She has a very important family function going on, so she asked me to sub in, and I'm so excited because I usually talk about parties, but social media is one of the biggest ways I've grown my business, so I love sharing tips on it.
Yay! So glad you're on, Court. And Miranda will be coming in maybe a little bit later and chatting and stuff like that. She just won't actually be able to have her video and stuff like that on. So she'll definitely be giving in her feedback and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure that everybody's muted. As you guys come on, just kind of mute yourselves, okay? All right, so we're going to start with Instagram first. I know a lot of us have been trying to build on Instagram. The first thing I want to say, the most important thing that I have learned in the past month, I know we keep talking about it, but that Katie Sullivan video, y'all, is life. I cannot stress to you enough. I know. I cannot stress to you enough how important it is to watch that from beginning to end. She has some amazing tips on there, and we've been applying her tips over the past week, almost week and a half, almost 2 weeks now, and it has just changed the game for our business. So we will definitely touch on a little bit of what she does. Yes, it definitely was eye-opening. We're going to touch a little bit on what she does. We're also going to cover some of the basics because we do have some new people on here. So I definitely want to just kind of go over like some of the stuff that we covered on previous trainings too, just like really quick. And then we'll go into detail as far as like building our network, you know, connecting with those people on, connecting with those people that are liking and commenting on our stuff and things like that. So
yeah.
First things first, I'm actually going to pull up my Instagram. I actually encourage you guys as we're going through this to do what we're doing because it's going to be a lot easier for you guys instead of taking, I mean, you can take notes too, obviously, but if you're actually going through it and doing it, it's going to be a lot easier. So we can go through this together. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my brightness down just so you guys can see what my Instagram looks like. Okay. So here's what my Instagram looks like. First off, just we want to make sure that our profiles are all looking right. I make mine private because you're gonna get a lot of people that are like fake followers or like spam followers, businesses and stuff that are gonna follow you, but those aren't good quality followers. You want people, you want real people, not businesses following you, okay? A bright picture, something that shows your face really well.
Danielle.
A selfie. What'd you say?
I was going to say another reason too why I like to do it private, just real quick. I know you're going to talk about Captivate and Cleaner a little bit later, but the reason why I really like to have it private is because then you have to go in and accept the people to follow you rather than them just instantly following you. So you never know who your new friends are, I guess, if that makes sense. So then what I do is like, this is from running my Captivate earlier, like all of these, I don't know if you can see.
Turn the brightness down on your phone.
Okay. Just this much. Okay. Now, of course, I left it. Okay, so all of these people are people that are waiting for me to accept their request, which obviously I need to go and do some work. But when I go to the person and like follow them back and confirm it, then that's when I go and instantly, like right off the bat, when I become friends with someone, I go and I like at least like 3 of their pictures. I comment like 2 times, and it's all really genuine, you guys. Like, don't just do it to do it, you know? Don't just say like really vague things. Like, I try to really make connections, and then that's it. I don't message them right then, but then that way I'm already starting a friendship, you know? So keeping it private makes it easier for you to be able to see who your new followers are, so you can start that relationship right away.
Yep, I do the exact same thing. As soon as I add somebody, I go and like and comment on at least like 3 of their things. And I don't just say like, love it, or cute pic. Like, No, sometimes, a lot of times I actually engage and ask a question, because then it gives them a reason to respond back. You know how we always message and we always leave on a question because it keeps the conversation going? The exact same thing. So, oh my gosh, I love your son's outfit. Where did you get it? Or, oh my gosh, that Halloween costume's so cute. Did you make it yourself? Something like that. It's genuine. It's real. It takes 2 seconds to do, but it makes an honest connection. And now it's just like with Facebook. If they're going to be commenting and liking on yours, if you know you're liking and commenting on their stuff, vice versa, they're going to be able to see more of your stuff as well. Okay, so that's why we keep our profile private, so that we can filter those people coming in, and it also prevents us from being followed by other network marketers. Because I don't know about y'all, but I have, you know, now that I have almost 3,000 followers, I'm definitely getting a lot more network marketers because they see my profile, they see how many people I'm following, and they want to, you know, they want to get in there too. So yeah. Here's what mine looks like. Here's my Instagram. Can you guys see that? Okay, kind of, sort of.
You can see my reflections.
Oh, here. How do I do that?
I don't know.
Block your face. So you can see, like, I have a really clear profile picture, and then I have nothing about It Works. No green hearts, no anything that says I'm an It Works distributor. I do not have my Facebook that is linked to, I don't have my Facebook link at all, because if they were to click on that, they would definitely see that I'm an It Works distributor. And I keep very little emojis. So everything that's in your profile, like just your link, and I know we've talked about this before, guys, but just bear with me because I know we have some new people on here. I have like just little descriptions of who I am. So wife and mom, Floridian, Disney obsessed, vintage everything, actor, Tampa Bay Lightning, hockey fan, FSU alum. So those are the people that I'm going to want to have follow me, because that's all the information they're getting. They just see my picture and they see my description. That's it. So keeping it very, like, to the point. I mean, I change it up all the time too. I know Miranda does that as well. I'll take things out, I'll put things in, but I don't have anything that would give away that I am an It Works distributor or I'm an MLMer, because nothing gives it away more than tons of emojis and your link to your Facebook and all this other stuff. That is a dead giveaway, and you'll have such a hard time getting followers. So the more mystery that you create, the better. And that's kind of like what I want to go on to as far as Instagram is, and Facebook in general, like just creating that mystery. You know, if you leave people guessing, if you go ahead and say it out there, like, you know, post a big picture, a corporate picture of the greens or whatever, you're not going to get as many likes and comments as if you put the greens itself in a glass and then post a description about it in the comments. You know what I mean? I had a girl the other day that found one of the corporate, like, protein ball pictures for the protein shake, for a vegan shake. And she's like, oh, I'm going to post this recipe on Instagram. I'm like, no, don't do that. Instead, go to Pinterest, type in protein balls, find a really cool picture, post that on Facebook, and post the recipe in the comments. You're going to get so much more feedback from that than posting a corporate anything. Okay? Because Instagram, I've said this before, but Instagram is like your commercial, whereas Facebook is like your lifetime movie. So Instagram, you know, Facebook, it's very important to have really awesome pictures, but not nearly as important as it is to have on Instagram, because you have, I mean, people are going through their news feeds on Instagram like this so quick. So you have to get something that's going to grab their attention. So the brighter the picture, putting some filters on it, making it look really crisp and clean, that's what's going to grab their attention. Okay. Something else I want to talk about too, connecting with your Instagram followers. Anyone who likes or comments on your stuff, go like and comment back, create a relationship. Those are the people that are seeing your things, and not just the people that are liking and commenting on your product posts and your opportunity posts. The other stuff too, the pics of your kids, pics of you, you know, out at the park. You know, those are the people that see your stuff. Make genuine, honest connections with them. Reach out to them. Something that I know Rachel has done recently, and I've just recently started to do too, is there's your Instagram stories are up at the top. When you comment on their video, it goes right into their inbox immediately. So they can automatically go, oh, you know, and you can comment back and you have this dialogue already, and now you've created this relationship. I cannot stress to you, that was one of the biggest mistakes I made when I started building on Instagram, is that I would have so many people like stuff, and, you know, I'd get a couple comments here and there, but then I wasn't going back and showing them love. And in return, they stopped following me. So now I've completely changed that. I just take a couple of minutes to go on there and like and comment and show them a little bit of love too. And that's going to help your, help create those relationships and stuff too.
Danielle, can I say something on that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the cool thing is too, is that when you are going directly into their inbox. So what I've been doing is like 2-3 days later, I'm going back into my inbox and I'm scrolling down and I click back on their profile picture to see if they have any new pictures or anything like that. So it's kind of a reminder to me of, hey, I just added this friend. Hey, I just communicating with them. So I go back, make sure I'm going back to their profile again a couple of days later to make sure I'm showing them some love again. So they don't just think I'm just adding them, creating a quick relationship and then not building it anymore. So I've been doing that a lot recently, the couple of days too. And I'm getting a lot of communication and feedback that way too.
So smart. Yes, absolutely. If you guys ever have what were you saying?
I love that it's still so new that like when you message them from their story, not everyone knows yet. So they're like, what? And I'm like,
yeah,
from what you said on my Instagram story, like from your Instagram story. And they're like, oh man, I didn't even know that. Like, it went to my messages.
It's a great way to build a relationship. It's a great way to start a conversation and for people not to, feel that awkward moment of, hey, I want to get in their inbox, but, I don't know how to. This goes right to their inbox and it starts building that relationship right away.
Yeah. The other thing I like too, what I've been doing is, and there's stories on Instagram and Facebook. So it is such an easier way to see who is the most active and who is the most current on social media platforms. Because in my mind, I'm like, those are the people I want to be in my business. If they are on top of like the new trends and they're using their Instagram stories, those are the people that would be really good at this business, So think about that too when you're interacting with people on their stories.
Yeah, absolutely. And they want you to use that. Like Facebook and Instagram want you to use their newest features because that's what gets the most attention. Remember when Facebook came out with their Facebook Live? That went straight to everybody's top feed. Like you would get a notification like this friend of yours just went Facebook Live. And then you get so many more views. Anything that is new and upcoming that Facebook or Instagram announces, that's going to get the most attention because it's the newest thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We were just talking about that before when we were doing our little recap for this Zoom, because, me and Rachel usually do products and parties and we're like, there's only so much new stuff to talk about products and parties, but social media, like Danielle and Miranda, like are continuously like having to learn new stuff. Obviously we all are, but they get to talk about all these new exciting things on social media because it's changing all the time and so fast. I read somewhere, and it was like really late, so I didn't save it, but it was an article about social media and how they basically what Danielle just said, how they are giving the people that use their newest features, they're giving them the most leeway and the most attention and the most popularity, basically. So another thing other than the Instagram stories and Facebook stories, I know that's a new feature, and Facebook Live is still kind of pretty new, but I read that, I can't remember the numbers. You guys all know I'm not really good at numbers, but you know how instead of just liking something, you can love it, or it makes you sad, or basically the emotions button. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay. So basically, if you love something, you get like, I think it was 80% more like people seeing your stuff and vice versa than if you just like it. So like nobody should be liking anything anymore. We should all be loving. I know it takes like a little bit longer, but that's why now I love everything, or I do like sad.
The laughing thing.
The laughing one, because like is so yesteryear, like remember when we only had like, now we have all these other cool things. They want us to use that. So people that you're trying to make connections with love their stuff. Not even just that, on our own stuff, that kind of, you know what I mean? It's showing Facebook that, hey, I see you pumping out new stuff and I appreciate it. I'm going to like it. Therefore, you're going to make me more popular.
Yep. Exactly. Same thing with that too, and how they have the colored backgrounds now, where you have the big font and the big color backgrounds where you pick a background. That gets a lot more attention than just posting a status. Yeah. So definitely doing that,
Big font, the one where like it's like super huge. You know how it's only, you can only write so many words until it's not big anymore. And I'm like such a big fan of the big font, you guys. Like those statuses where they're super short and they're big get me the most attention. Like those get me the most people being like, okay, what are you doing? Like I did one the other day that said 2 girls on my team retired from their 9-to-5s, hashtag because of it works. Like my inbox was people that I talked to for like years, but have just been sitting on this. Also like a totally new person, you know? So those big ones I love so much, but it's so funny because I'll, you know, towards the end of the night when I'm trying to think of stuff, we'll be on the couch and John will just laugh and he's like, what are you trying to think about how to make the status shorter? And I'm like, yes, because it's like, if you go over one little letter, it's not big anymore. So I'm like, oh, I got to like think of another way to reword it so that it's really big. But try to do that. Try to use that.
Yeah. Same token too. Like I was just thinking about this, Courtney. I know we didn't talk about this, but one thing I really like to do too, to engage people and to, instead of just posting like a before and after picture like we used to, you know, we just post it on our wall. You can make a status and say like, do you see what I see? And point like an arrow down. And then in the comments, post the before and after picture. Yeah. That is going to get so, because not only are they seeing us like, what are you talking about? See what you see. And then they're going to automatically go to see the before and after picture. Or are my eyes playing tricks on me, or do you see a difference? Like little arrow emoji hand down, you know? Doing little stuff like that is going to warrant so much more attention. It gets so many more people interested in products and stuff like that. It's creating that mystery. When you create that mystery, that's what gets people excited. It's not like, try the greens for $33 a month at my price. Like that is not gonna get you customers. Creating that mystery and that sense of like, what are they doing? Like, what is that? That is what's gonna get you attention. Okay. But yeah, we'll go back to Instagram. Like I know we started talking about Facebook, but Courtney, while we're on it on Instagram stories, talk about the polls.
Yes. Okay. So I love this new poll feature. I'm going to try and show you guys if you can do it, if I can do it through here, but basically it's in your Instagram stories. So let's do this. We really need to learn how to share our computer screen. I don't know if you can do that with Instagram anyway.
I don't think you can do it on the computer.
Yeah. Okay. So if you guys just want to pull up your phone, why don't we do that? Instead of me.
All right, pull up your Instagram.
Yeah, everyone pull up your Instagram. Okay. So the top left corner is like a camera. If you click on that, that's your Instagram stories. So you want to have a picture. So if you want to either get a picture from Pinterest or a picture you did, and I'm doing these for It Works and Not It Works. Like the one I posted in the team page the other day, I was watching Parent Trap while I was working, and that was like a blast from the past. And I was like cracking up the whole time because I remember me and my sister thought that those were 2 people. Like, did anybody else think that Lindsay Lohan was really a twin? Or no? Is that just me? And I remember after I realized she wasn't, I was like, whoa, like mind blown. So I just took a picture of that and then did the poll. If not, you can go on Pinterest and get one. If you want it to be a plain background, this is pretty mind blowing. Just get any picture. So the last picture I have is the one of me and Danielle for this Zoom right now. And then if you, let me see if I remember correctly. If you hit on the marker where you're going to like write something, you guys kind of do this on your own. And then you hold it down for a couple seconds, that changes the color. So then instead of having a picture, it can just be a background of a color. And then you can pick like the colors. If I can do it. Oh, if you pick the color, then you got to hold it down again. So then you can write something on top of that. And so, you know what I mean? So it just like catches your eye more. With a poll, if you look on it, there's a little sticky note with like a smiley face. So if you click on that, that has all these cute little things. Like you can do location, like I guess how many degrees it is, which is really pathetic here in Florida. But on the second row, all the way to the right, if you guys are looking in your Instagram, you'll see it says poll. And if you click on it, it just says ask a question, where that's where you type it in. And then it also says yes and no, but you can change that. You can change the yes and the no to be whatever you want it to be. So CJ, is she on? Of course she's on. She's always on. She did an awesome one the other day that we pretty much all stole from her. And I wonder if you guys can see how good it is. But you see it? It's a picture of a Christmas tree. And it says, we have 6 weeks till Christmas. Like lots of exclamation marks on the top. Who could use an extra $500 for the big day? Oh my gosh, yes, or bah humbug. I did the same thing, and I actually got a lot of bah humbugs. Like, I got done later that night, and I texted a bunch of friends, and I was like, shame on you, friend. Don't you ever do my poll again. And they're like, oh, I didn't get it. And I kind of realized I think they were kind of just being like bah humbug towards Christmas. So I don't know if we talked about this between the three of us, but next time, instead, I feel like it'd be better to do like yes, and then, oh my God, yes. Where like both answers are yes. And like, don't even give people the option to say no. But it's awesome because then later when you go and look in your story, it shows not only the people that voted yes or no. So I had tons of girls that I have never connected with, never like even knew that they were my friends or vice versa, because I think I have like almost 5,000. But they clicked yes. So it was a great way for me to be like, hey girl, thanks for showing love on my poll. I'm trying to get used to this Instagram stories thing. Haha. You know, trying to make it like lighthearted and start a friendship. And they're like, oh, no problem, girl. And then it literally just able to open up the conversation. Like, are you looking to make some extra cash for Christmas? Boom. Like, I think I got like 5 PDTs from that poll. So thanks, CJ. You're the best. But the other thing too is that you can see everyone who sees it. So I like that too. Cause I'm like, I like to know who's watching. So you guys use those polls. I think I've seen some like Miranda has done where like, are you looking to eat guilt-free with a picture of fat fighters like this holiday season? I mean, there's so many things you could do, you know?
I actually did a good one today that was getting a lot of attention. So I went to Melissa's house to do a quick little meeting, and we had a glass of wine. And so I did a little boomerang, and I did a poll, who else likes to drink wine during meetings? So a lot of people are like, yes, no, yes, no. So I actually had a girl message me, and she's like, hey, I'm really curious. What is it that you do? Because she's like, wait, you get to drink wine for lunch on your lunch meeting? And it's also a great way for posting products too, because I did the keto coffee the other day, and I did a picture of me drinking coffee, and I said, did you drink your keto coffee today? And a lot of people put yes or no. So the people that put no, I would message them and be like, hey, are you interested in learning a little bit more about keto coffee and what it is? So it's a great way to do product posts and business posts to get people's attention.
Yeah, and this kind of segues into one of our topics, Danielle, but you guys, it's so much better to use these features because now with the algorithms, I hate that word. Now with the algorithms, it's better to not, like, remember the days where we used to post like on the hour, every hour? And that worked for us for a while because we were using Facebook. And now we all realize we can't do that anymore. Like, there is such a thing as overposting. These Instagram and Facebook stories are a great way to do that still without messing up your algorithm. You know what I mean? So like back in the day, I used to literally post like 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock at least. Like that was minimum. And I would want to do an inspiring quote in the morning. Well, now I don't want to post as much because it's going to mess up my algorithms, but I'll put that quote on my Instagram story, you know? So it's a great way to still like get out more of that info, but, and be current. Gosh, can't talk today. You always want to be current. Like, I know there's like a lot of crap going on in the world, maybe not about all that stuff, but you know, if people want to see that you're not all just at works and that they can relate to you about like the fun stuff going on in the world. You know, like this IA thing. Like, people like to, like, make funny jokes. I don't know if you guys saw my status, but my status yesterday was like, me thinks we should all tech like pirates until Apple fixes this I thing. Like, literally so many people were like, you're so funny. So, just do things that, you know, are social. It's social media.
Yeah, that's something I definitely want to touch on, too, because if you notice that your that your posts are not getting as many likes or comments, it's probably because you're not being social enough. It is social media. You have got to be social. Before you post, and I know we talk about this all the time, but like before you post anything for the day, you should be liking and commenting at least 20 posts before you post anything. Because if Facebook sees you as just posting stuff, but you're not interacting with other people, they're gonna think you're more of like an ad. And they're not gonna deem your post as important, and only like 10% of your friends list is gonna see your stuff. You know, so being social, being active, engaging with people, you know, commenting and liking on certain things. And, you know, when they comment and like back, Facebook goes, oh, they like each other. They want to see more of each other's stuff. It works good in your favor too. Posting things on Facebook, like, I call them interactive posts. I actually have an entire gallery on my phone that's just interactive posts that says, which coffee do you prefer, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? What's one thing that you never leave the grocery store without? You know, what do you hate doing most, laundry or dishes? Things like that that get people talking. Like I posted one today. It's got, I think, 70 comments on it now on Facebook, because not only does it get people talking, the more people that comment on it, the more times it appears in your newsfeed and more people like and comment on it. It's a snowball effect. That post is probably going to be on my Facebook and come up in other people's news feeds for the next couple days because of how many people like and comment on it. And on that same note, when you do have a post like that that gets a lot of attention, instead of as soon as somebody comments, you go like it right away, wait. Wait like an hour, 2 hours, wait a day. Go back and then like a couple comments here and there. Because what that does is pop it back up into your newsfeed and pop it back up into other people's newsfeed so that more people can see it. Okay? I think we get really excited, like, you know, they say, well, like for instance, I just had a new team member join the other day. I said, welcome to the team. And I had a bunch of team members comment under it, which is great. But I went back and very strategically, like every couple hours, went and loved the post, loved another post, commented on it, this and that. Because what that does is then bumps it back up and it makes it relevant again. And so that post is going to continuously be seen in your newsfeed. Does that make sense? So that's super, super important.
I do the same thing. I always feel bad. And not just at works post, you guys. Like,
oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, just to like get you in people's news feeds more. I posted like that picture of me and John as I can't even think right now, Carmen Sandiego and Where's Waldo for Halloween, and it like blew up, and so many people, like a lot of our family members and stuff, were commenting, and I always feel so bad because I was doing exactly what you just said, Danielle, and it's like, I'm gonna comment to this aunt and tell her thank you, but I'm gonna ignore my other aunt for like 2 more hours. But I'm like, they don't understand, but it's going to help, like, you know, make that picture more popular again. And for, like, since, you know, again, like, just bringing up the Katie Sullivan video, since I've watched that, pictures like that, like, I think I got, like, 300 likes from that. That is literally probably not all 300. Let's see if it's even just 150, because the other half is you guys and, you know, whatever. But that's like 150 people that I'm going to go and start connecting with and asking them to do me a favor and be a product model, because I need product models to try these products so I can build my portfolio, you know?
Yeah, I don't just write down on my potentials list people who like and comment on my product or my opportunity posts. Literally anybody that likes any post, you're going on my potentials list because you see my stuff. So if you're going to see my posts, you're going to see at some point what I do, whether it's, you know, an opportunity post, a product post, or whatever. But those are the people that are interacting with you. Those are the people that see your stuff. So those are the people that you want to, you know, interact with and create a relationship with.
And you guys, you'll be so surprised how many people are just waiting for someone or waiting for you to ask them. Like, I am mind blown. Like, ever since applying Katie Sullivan's video and just getting out there and asking people, you guys, I'm signing up my 6th LC in the last 2 days. Like, I can't even tell you the last time I signed up 6 LCs in like 2 months. Like, I'm not a mass enroller usually. Like, this is crazy for me. But I'm just asking people, and a lot of them are like, oh my gosh, I've actually heard about the hair, skin, and nails, but I didn't know who to get it from. Or, yeah, girl, I've been seeing your posts and I've been wanting to talk to you about it, but I just haven't messaged you first. Like, there are so many people who want you to ask them. They're just waiting because it's scarier for them to ask us than it is for us to ask them. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. Because, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, I'm kind of scared to ask her, you know, I don't know. But if you guys think about it, it's our job to ask them. It's not their job to ask us. It's our job to ask them. So, I mean, don't be afraid. You got to get over that fear. And trust me, all of us were like so afraid. Like we, you know, we're like, okay, we're going balls to the walls. We've had like a really, I don't want to say slow season, but you know, I mean, compared to this time last year, it has been a little bit different, but we realized like, gosh, we haven't been asking people. No wonder. Like we don't deserve to promote, or we don't deserve for our businesses to grow because we haven't been asking people. And just in the last 3 days, I mean, between the two of us, we both enrolled so many people just from asking.
Yeah. If you are not posting is not enough, you guys. Posting is not enough. And you will get those random people that will come to you, but it happens so few and far between. You have to be making those connections. And when I say I'm messaging people, and I know, Courtney, you can say the same thing, I kind of do two separate things. So like Instagram, I treat a little differently than Facebook. Facebook, like I said, is your lifetime movie, whereas Instagram is your commercial. With Instagram, you can be a little bit more, I hate using this, but like cold messagey. So you can say something like, hey girl, I don't say girl, I usually will put their name in there if they have their name. Hey,
always put their name.
Yes, always put their name. Always.
See you, baby.
Hey Veronica, hey Christina, you know, whatever. I've been following your page for a while. I think you're super cute. I would love for you to be a product tester for me, and in return, all I ask is your honest opinion, and I'll give you 40% off. Would you be interested? You know, something like that. It creates a little bit of a relationship. Now on Facebook, when I say I message people, I just run down my potentials list and hey girl, how are you? How was your Halloween? Hey, what are your plans for Thanksgiving? Always end on a question because it keeps the conversation going, but I just make those honest connections, and then I just find an in. I find a way to, because they want to talk about themselves, but then in return, they're going to ask you how you're doing. Oh my God, I'm doing so good. My acting business is blowing up and my home business is out of control. I'm actually planning on retiring my husband next summer. It's going so well, so we have full-time family. Wait, what? You know, it just creates interest. And that's a way to spark conversation. And even if they don't sign that day, you've put that seed in the back of their mind, and now they're going to be watching your page and continuously following up with them. That's how you're going to get those potentials. So messaging is, so I cannot stress to you enough, you have got to message. And in the same token too, with Instagram, I don't just message people the product tester thing or, you know, distributor thing. It's not just people who like or comment on my opportunity post or my product post. I literally will message anyone that has liked anything, any post. My son, of a funny meme, of a car I posted, of Disney, anything, I will message you. If I think you'd be an awesome distributor, this is something I want to talk about too, as far as keeping track of your PDTs. On Instagram, there's two things that you can do. One thing that I love to do on Instagram is if I think they'd be an awesome potential distributor, I will actually turn on their post notifications. I think somebody had brought it up in the chat already, but I will actually turn on their post notifications. So the second they post something, I will be the very first person to like that post. So I can keep track of them that way. The other thing I like to do too is this really cool bookmark feature. So let's say we're gonna go to, Courtney, I'm just gonna go to your page, right? Just so I can show you guys. So I'm on Courtney's page right now. I don't know why it's showing you up like that. Yeah, let me see if I can go up a little bit so you guys can see. So I'm on Courtney's page right now. So I'm gonna find a selfie of her. So like here's her. Ooh, she'd be a really cute distributor. She's so cute. Okay. So in the corner over here, on this side is a little bookmark. Do you see that? I press the bookmark. Over here, I've created a collection called PDTs. I'm now gonna add her to that collection, and all of my PDTs, their selfies are all right there. So now all I have to do is if I want to connect or like and comment on my PDTs posts, instead of trying to search and find them, they are all right there in a collection. I see their selfies right there, and I can immediately go to their page and like and comment on their stuff. How cool is that, right? Keeps everybody organized. I freaking love that feature. I don't remember who talked about that, but it's awesome. Same thing too, I want to talk a little bit, I know we're kind of already over on time, but it's fine. Who has, I know we talk a lot about downloading like Captivate and Cleaner. I've had a lot of questions in the past couple days about how to use it, how do I follow people, what I use, things like that. As far as Captivate goes, most of you guys, let me just see a show of hands. Do most of you guys have Captivate or an iPhone or some sort of like mass follow app, right? Okay, I know I've talked with a couple of you guys about it, but here's essentially what I do. So I go into Captivate. They've actually changed this. I know, Courtney, I know you already did this where you would follow people in night mode. There used to be that you could follow anybody in the background as long as your app was running and it was on Wi-Fi, it wouldn't eat up your data. You could follow 200 people in like an hour. They've since changed that. So now you can only either follow 40 people an hour to not get flagged, or you can just follow, 200 people, put it in your queue, and then put it on night mode, and it will follow one person every 90 seconds. So before you go to bed, you can just set, turn night mode on, and it will just follow people throughout the night. And since you're on Wi-Fi, it won't eat up your data, right? Yeah. So I try to follow at least 200 to 300 people a day. And that does sound like a lot, but when you're on Captivate, it makes it so much easier. So when I first started, I would do boutiques. But here's the thing, you guys, if you just type in boutiques, like, okay, we open up Captivate and it comes up with Discover. I'm gonna turn the camera up so it doesn't do the reflection. So it comes up with like Discover, and then it's like search and whatever. So I'll go to the search bar and type in the word boutiques, right? Well, here's the thing. How many other network marketers are doing the exact same thing? How many of those people are doing the exact same thing and following all, because who follows boutiques? Girls between the ages of 20 to 35, So instead of doing that, I am a Florida State alum, go Noles, and what I do is, I know I see all you Gator fans in here. So what I do is there's a really cute boutique that I used to go to when I was up there. That's called Bourbon and Bow Ties. And they're a cute little local boutique. So I will find local boutiques in Tallahassee and then go follow their page. They're not going to have as many likes they're not going to have as many followers, and go follow and their people that are liking and commenting on their stuff. So let's just do boutiques in general, or I'll do Bourbon and Bow Ties just so I can pull that up. And so show you guys exactly how I do it. Bourbon and Bow Ties. Okay, so they have 82,000 followers. Okay, that's crazy pants. We're not going to follow all those 82,000 people, right? What we are going to do is we're going to go down. So their very first picture is this. They have, how many likes is it? 163 likes. Those are the people that are most active on Instagram. Not all 82,000 people are even real people. A lot of them are stores or bloggers or spam Instagram followers or something. So you don't want to follow all those people. You want to go down and find the people that are active on there. So what I would do is I would click on the 163 likes. All of these people are it's going to say processing. All these people are going to pop up. Then I can go quick select to the bottom. Whoops. Sorry, I'm trying to do this backwards. Select all, which is at the top. It's going to select all 138 users. Now, what I do is I will briefly scroll through this and just make sure I don't follow people that don't have a profile picture, because I don't know who you are. I don't follow any bloggers, any other people who are stores or anything like that. I don't follow it because those aren't good quality followers. You want real people, right? So you can just click on them and it will unhighlight them, okay? On the same token, if you think somebody's like, oh, your picture looks a little too good, you might be a network marketer. So you can click and hold on it and it will take you to their profile so you can see what they are. So like this person, I couldn't tell what they were, but they're selling earrings. So definitely not gonna follow them, right? So you want real people, real followers. Then what you'll do is you'll go up to the top, click actions, click follow, and then it'll ask you either start now or add to local queue. If you add to local queue, it will put all those followers in your night mode. And then at night, you can just say start night mode and it will follow one person every 90 seconds. If you want to follow them now, just make sure you're only following 40 an hour so that you don't get flagged on Instagram. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think mine says add to pending. I don't know if I have
You haven't updated it yet. That's why.
As far as like, because me and Danielle were just talking about this earlier, we both do it kind of different. Like she likes to do it throughout her day, like the 40. And so that's why I know like when they changed everything, it was hard for you. I personally have always done it night mode. For me, not just from watching, again, the Katie Sullivan video, but I'm like trying to do a whole new leaf and really get down habits and a schedule. And for me, I was forgetting to add people, unfollow people, follow people, unfollow people throughout the day because you guys, we're like posting, we're trying to interact with people. Like there's so much going on that I was forgetting to do that. And my followers it was at a stall for a really long time. And so then when I started doing it just at night, it was easy for me to remember. Like you plug your phone in before you go to sleep every single night, right? So I was just doing night mode, and I literally have gotten like 2,000 followers in the last like month or so from doing that. And you do the 2 days and then 1 day, right? So like I'll follow people for 2 days and then the third day I'll unfollow.
Yeah. So I run let's say you run Captivate on Monday, like Monday night. By Wednesday night, I'm running Cleaner to clean people out, because if people aren't following you back within 24 to 48 hours, they are not active enough on Instagram for me you're not going to see enough of my stuff, basically, or you're not posting enough, or you're not active enough on Instagram for me to want to follow you, or you follow me back, or vice versa. Minnie, the other thing that cleans it up is called Cleaner. And that's where you can clean people out who like accept your follow, but aren't following you back. Because you want people that are like a mutual follow, and eventually you're going to get to the point where you're going to have more followers than you're following, which looks really good. But in the meantime, you want to kind of keep your followers and following kind of relatively the same number. Like you don't want to have 800 followers, but you're following 3,000 people. You know what I mean? You would always want to have more followers than following. But right now, just keeping it even, because if people accept your follow but they don't follow you back, they're not going to see any of your stuff because your stuff is private, and you don't want to see just their stuff and whatever. And you can always, like, if you want to, you can always interact with them and comment on if their stuff isn't private, you can go and comment and like on their pictures in the hopes that they will follow you back because you're interacting with them. But and that's another easy way too. I know a lot of Android users, because there isn't a mass follow app for you guys yet. One day there will be, but if there isn't, or since there isn't, what you can do is do the exact same thing, and you can just what I would do before I even knew about Captivate is I would go to a person's profile, I would like and comment and then follow. I would always do that. Like a picture, comment on a picture, and then follow them. And then that increased my chances of them following me back. Mm-hmm. So that's another way that you can do it too.
Danielle, does it tell you how much time we have?
No. I'm on Nicole. It's Nicole's, so I think we have an hour.
It will be like
right
10 minutes. So I just wanted to make sure it didn't say that yet.
No, not yet. But yeah, I do 24. I usually do 48 on, 24 off. So I let people follow me for 48 hours, and then if you don't follow me after 48 hours, I clean you out.
Mm-hmm. And I've actually had people that will then accept it even after I like unfollowed them. So then you just go and follow them back.
Yeah. I mean, also too, you guys, like, I know it's kind of weird or whatever to cold message people or whatever. And people may say no, people may unfollow you. There's over 3 billion people on Instagram, maybe even more. You can get new followers. You can get new friends. You can unfollow me. That's fine. There's somebody else who wants this opportunity. There's somebody else who wants this product. Don't get hung up on that. Like, oh, I messaged her and then I went back and she unfollowed me. Like, that's cool. Bye. I will follow another 200 people and find somebody else that wants this. So don't get hung up on the people that say no or unfollow you or don't respond, or it's going to happen. It happens all the time, every single day.
Yeah. I think the thing is, especially with messaging, and I like the word cold. I mean, it's like,
I know, I don't like that, but
it's warm messaging. We're warm. No one's cold. Like, don't be cold. The cold ones, which I actually got today, are the ones that are like, hi, love, which I say hi, love all the time. But I know now, especially after doing this, if someone just says hi, love, they're not even taking the time to look at my name. Like, look at their name, you guys. Like, call them by their name, but hi, love, like, would you try this, blah, blah, blah. And it's very similar to what I'm messaging people, but I'm taking the time to say, you know, I love looking at the pictures of your dog. I'm obsessed with my dog too. I mean, you want to do some type of connection. I love the pictures of your daughter. Oh my gosh, you work at a restaurant? I worked at a restaurant for 9 years. You know what I mean? Like those little things that show people that you actually genuinely care about their lives. And I think it's so funny with us, especially with messaging, we always want to think of the negative. We always are expecting like the worst possible thing. Like, oh my gosh, they're not going to like me. They're going to unfollow me. They're going to call me out. But I got to tell you, like, just since Monday, it's Thursday, so we've messaged probably, 600 to 800 people, right, Danielle? Because we've been messaging, like, about 100 to 200 people a day. Like, we literally have upped our game. It's insane. So 100 to 200 people a day, you guys, what I'm realizing, and it's making me more confident, is that people are wanting to talk to someone. People are wanting those friendships. I can't tell you how many people, like the 5 LCs, I could tell you right now, Autumn is getting married and she really wants to grow her hair out and she's really nervous because she still hasn't picked out what bridesmaids dresses. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a friend that I have that I didn't even know before yesterday. So many people that still haven't even signed up that I know that she's a teacher and she's super tired. And like, I didn't ask her, but she was the one who told me like, oh, it's just so hard and stressful dealing with these kids all day. I mean, for her to be able to say that to me, and we literally just connected on social media, people are hungry for that. You know, there's not enough nice girls in the world, and that's what we are here to do. So instead, I know I posted this the other day too on the team page, The Secret. If you haven't watched The Secret yet, like, I can't stress this enough. Go and watch it. It's so good, and it really has to do with like everything we're talking about. Because if you're sitting there and you're thinking like, oh, I don't want to message people, I don't want to cold message, but I'm going to do it anyways because everyone's saying that they're doing it and it's working for them, you're attracting that negativity. You know what I mean? Like you're literally bringing that into your life. It's called the law of attraction. But if you're sitting there and messaging people and you're going to say, okay, today I'm going to message someone out there who needs the greens. I'm going to message someone out there who has been trying to grow their hair out forever, but they haven't found anything that works. I guarantee you, if you start thinking that way and speaking that way, it's going to come into fruition. Like, watch The Secret. That's it. That's all I'll say about that.
Jill had asked a question. Does any of it good search ideas? So what I've been doing too, this is something, guys, we're in 25 different countries now. What I like to do is I will go and look on Google and I will type in best boutiques in Madrid or most popular coffee shops in Finland. And I will go and it'll come up like top 5 coffee shops in Finland. I mean, Finland's hard because they don't really, I mean, some of them speak English, but not everybody does. So pick like, I don't know, like Britain, you know, like find like little, I'll find coffee shops, even like coffee shops here. I don't know why I'm saying coffee shops, but it just came to my mind. But type in like coffee shops in Wisconsin or local coffee shops in Wisconsin. There's a really great, my husband lives in a small town of 5,000 people. And there's a really great place that we always go to up there. And they have fresh homemade donuts and whatever, D's Donuts, or it's called Mocha now. But they have a Facebook page. They have an Instagram. So I will go on there and I will like and follow those people because those are local people that you're not going to get, you know, in those big, massive boutiques and stuff like that. Think on a smaller scale. Don't think so big. That's why I say, like, when you type in boutiques, all of these, like, most popular boutiques are going to come up and there's hundreds of thousands of people following it. Think on a smaller level because those are the people that are, like, real people following. You're not going to get a lot of bloggers or other stores or things like that. I've been using a ton I've been trying to expand my market in like Hawaii, Washington State, Alaska. Like, look at those little local boutiques in those towns, find them on Google, and then go search them on Instagram and then follow those people. Same thing with other countries. I do that all the time. Find the best boutiques or something like that. You know, coffee shops is just easy. It's just the first thing that came to my head. But think about that. Those are the kind of people that I follow. Yeah. So hopefully that helps. Millie, I know you just hopped on. Just rewatch this Zoom. We talked about that, how to use the app and stuff like that, and I can even get with you. We can do that too. Something I want to talk about too, as far as like Facebook, we talk a lot about groups. I cannot stress to you how important getting in groups is.
And they're fun.
They're so much fun. I post probably at least like 2 times a week or 3 times a week in the group. Not just like making my own posts, but I'll go and like and comment on other people's posts and like, you know, give my opinion. I always keep it positive. If I do post something, I'm in a ton of mommy groups. So I'll post like funny memes or what did your son have, or what did your kid have a tantrum about today? You know, like funny little things, and it creates interaction, and then we can go back and forth and like and comment. A lot of times, and I know I've talked about this before, but a lot of times I will ask a question that I already know the answer to, just to get people talking. And then when they do comment back, I can, you know, add them as a friend, because we've already created that relationship, and it's not weird to add people. I know a lot of you guys are scared to like add the friends you may know. I add to my network every single day. I probably add at least like 10 friends a day, at least 10 friends. But I will go into these groups and I will create new friends and create new people. What my new girl who just joined, I don't even know which mommy group I met her in. We have one mutual friend in common, but it's because I created that relationship with her in a mommy group that she's now on my team, and she's signed 2 customers in the past 48 hours of her being in the business. You know what I mean? So reaching out to your, you know, cold market and reaching out to those people that aren't in your immediate circle, that's what's going to get you expanding your business. Courtney had a really great post that you made the other day, right?
Yeah. So the other thing I was going to say to you guys, when you're thinking about groups to join, think about yourself. Like really sit there and dig deep and think about your passions, things that you like, hobbies. I remember when we first started doing groups, I mentioned that I joined a really awesome travel group, and then literally like 30 of y'all joined it. And I was like, okay, I know not all of you guys love to travel like I do, and you're just trying to get in this group, but whatever. But like really think about what you like to do. Like think about your passions. You know what I mean? Because if you join a group just to join it, to try and get people, 1, that's not being genuine, but then 2, you're not meeting people that are similar to you. And you're going to be most successful when you talk to and enroll people that are similar to you. You know what I'm saying? So one of the ones that has really been popping for me lately is we love our American Bulldog. Sorry. I have an American Bulldog. So I joined a bunch of different groups. You kind of can see too, like which ones are more popular. And you know, like all the pictures that I post of JD on my regular Facebook, I post in there too. So like the Halloween costume one of JD as a banana split, I posted like, I don't care what people say or if people judge me, JD loves wearing costumes, because I know it's kind of, if it's something controversial, I'll go ahead and put that first, because you know how some people are like, oh, you're not supposed to dress your dog up. That's like inhumane. He loves it. Trust me. He's like a ham. But one of the really good ones I did, and I was telling Danielle this, it was a while back, so I'm probably going to go and redo it again. But I took a really cute picture of me and JD on the couch, and I posted in that group, the American Bulldogs group, so happy that I got to retire from my job and stay home and be a stay-at-home dog mom now. And it blew up, like blew up. I mean, so many people that were like, what? How old are you? You're way too young to be retired. What do you do? Do you mind sending me info? Like, it was crazy. So I know this is kind of, I wanted to touch on this earlier, but we just kept talking. But when Danielle was talking about how she said something about like retiring her husband, I know me and Danielle have both been in the business for a little while, and some of you might just be getting started. It doesn't matter where you are in this business. It doesn't matter if you started 2 years ago and you're still a distributor. It doesn't matter what rank you are. I know that we can say like, I have done this, but if you can't say that yet, just say, I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? So I don't want anyone to get discouraged because you're thinking, oh, well, I'm just a Ruby. I can't say that I'm going to retire my husband soon. Yes, you can. If that's something on your dream board, I don't care if it's going to be a year from now or if it's going to be a month from now. You say that. You post that. It's the same thing like The Secret. Like, put it into existence, but that is what gets people's attention. You know what I mean? Like, that is, if that's a goal of yours, and it doesn't just to be about retiring or quitting your job, whatever it is that are your big dreams, like I can't wait to, build my own house, those kind of things, it doesn't matter. Say that. People are going to be like, whoa, what are you doing? I mean,
we're saying like by this time next year, because of my health and wellness, whatever, by this time next year, I'll be able to this, or, by this time in a few months from now, this is what I'm going to be able to do. Because that's what you're striving for. Even if you haven't gotten there yet, that's what you're striving for. So
yeah, I think that's the thing that we always get so hard on ourselves, and we're like, I can't claim that yet. Yeah, heck, yes, you can. Like, why wouldn't you? First off, like you want to claim that. You guys, like Rachel can tell you, I think it was like 2 weeks into me joining, I was posting statuses that are like, I can't wait till I get to quit Blue Martini, and it was like, people were like, what? Like, you just started. You're going to be able to quit? And I'm like, yeah, like real soon. They don't know. It took me like a year, but I mean, that was my journey and I claimed it. And I guarantee you I was able to quit because I kept saying that. Not just because of I was putting it into existence, but that drew people in. People were like, what the heck? Because we don't do the norm. That's the thing, you guys. Like, our products aren't the norm and this business isn't the norm. And what we are able to get from this, like not just money-wise, but the dreams that we are able to accomplish, people are looking for that. It's attracting,
Yeah, it is. I think we're almost done as far as things go. I know you want to talk about Alphabet, Courtney.
Yeah, so I know we're kind of like going back and forth with Facebook and Instagram, but a really good thing that I'm starting to do, you guys, to keep up with followers, especially because as you grow this, you're just going to have more and more. On Facebook now, I'm picking a letter a day where, like, if today or tomorrow is letter A, I'm going through my friends list and I'm going through all the people whose name starts with A, and I'm going and liking a bunch of stuff on their Facebook profile, or I'm commenting on their pictures. I mean, I honestly haven't even been able to get through a whole letter because my Facebook list is so big. But it's just an easy way to go through, and as you go through, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that girl from high school. She'd be great as a distributor. Like people that you're like, oh my gosh, that person wanted to buy Cleanse like half a year ago. I never followed up with them, or like, they never told me that they wanted to order yet. So try that. Just, use a letter a day and go through and like people's stuff. Another thing, I haven't figured out how to do this on the phone, but if you go on your computer and you go to your Facebook and you look at timeline or newsfeed, on the left-hand side, it's at the very top. It says newsfeed. If you click on the little drop-down button.
Here, Courtney, I can do a screen share right now, and okay. I can show them real quick.
Yeah.
Let me. Okay. So it's my Facebook. Hopefully it will load just so I can show you guys. There we go. So see, it says newsfeed right here, you guys. Oh, see, Ethan. Ha ha ha. He's crazy. Okay, so see newsfeed right here. Click on this. You have top stories. Go to most recent.
Your mind is going to be blown. Like when I went to it, it was all these people that I was like, I don't even know who this person is. Like, I don't even remember adding this person. Like, it's crazy because with the algorithms you're seeing with top stories, it's probably going to be a lot of us. It's probably going to be a lot of It Works people. It's going to be a lot of people that you're liking back and forth. But if you go and you do most recent, you'll see a lot of people that you've probably been missing. People that are like falling through the cracks of Facebook algorithms.
Yeah, like she's a mommy friend that I made, and I completely forgot about her until literally right now. So like, no, not like, love.
Yeah.
Can I love on this? I don't know if I can. I'll have to go back and do it. But anyway, that's a great feature that we just kind of found out about. I'm like, good. So good. So, I think that's pretty much it, Court. Do you want to kind of we'll go through the questions that were in the chat really quick, and then anybody else that has any questions, just kind of post it in the chat and we'll go through it. Let's see. Beth, if I'm interested in someone for an LC or a DT or turn on notifications, yes. I definitely turn on notifications. Minnie, yes, it is an algorithm. like just like with anything, and Facebook and Instagram constantly change their algorithms, so we're constantly having, that's why we do these trainings, because we're constantly learning it too, just like you guys are, and adjusting and trying to stay ahead of the times, and you know, so we can keep building our businesses. I also screenshot people's pages so I can go back and find them. I do that too, and you know what I do also, this kind of goes with blitzing, but when I'm out and I'm blitzing somebody and I'm like, oh, I do this all the time, and I know I've told this little trick before, but if you guys don't have money for blitz cards or whatever, you don't have blitz cards on you, or you do have 20 blitz cards in your purse, a lot of times you're like, oh my gosh, this is my last business card. Can I just add you to Facebook really quick, or add you to Instagram really quick, and then I can send you the picture of the coupon, so at least you have it and it's just saved to your phone. Now you've got them on your social media. Not only that, but I will then screenshot their picture so they don't get lost in the 3,000 friends I have on Facebook and the 3,000 followers. So I can go back to my screenshots for the day and then remember to keep them track, bookmark their page, move them over to PDTs and stuff like that. A top earner mentioned the other day on the Zoom that she goes through this and clicks the most recent. Yeah. We just talked about that. And you have a good one for Android? No, unfortunately not. But just do, go search people or search tags or search, like we were talking about boutiques, coffee shops, things like that, and do the exact same thing. It just takes a little bit longer because you won't be able to follow night mode or whatever. But you can still like and comment, and it might actually almost be better because then you actually get to personally interact with them and you have a greater chance of them following you back when you like, comment, and then follow them. Are you putting Captivate in night mode or actually, on night mode, Rachel? Cleaner. What do the icons look like for Captivate and Cleaner? Let me grab them.
They're like rainbow color.
Captivate, Cleaner, right there.
Yeah, and something that we talked about today, me, Miranda, and Danielle, when some of you that have been in for a while, if you guys remember the Future Top Earners training that we held, like last year, in those little folders that we had a sheet that had like popular apps to download, and we had like the pictures. I actually asked Miranda today if she can make another one of those because like literally all of the ones on there we don't even use anymore. And we've used all new ones. So she said, yes, that's such a great idea. So we're going to try and get that made. So there's like an image that we can upload to Success Layers that has like Captivate, Cleaner. I don't know. I can't even think of.
Word, Swag, Pick, Tap, Go, Boomerang.
Yeah.
All the kind of apps that we use just for our business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the app now. What am I looking for? Oh, Millie, we can talk about that for sure. They're great videos for how to use Captivate on YouTube. Yes. Nikki, should our messages be similar for Instagram and Facebook or different because of how different they are? I treat them differently. Instagram, I pretty much send kind of the same thing, but I definitely add in, like we were talking about too. I mean, basically, it's essentially what I say is kind of the same message that I send, but I add in, like what Courtney said, I add in something personal. So, hey, Christy, how are you? I've been following your page for a while. I love the pictures of your son. I think you'd actually be an awesome product tester for me or whatever. I kind of loosely use the Katie Sullivan messages that Nicole had posted in Success Layers and then just kind of tweak it to whoever I'm talking to. I think there's like one sentence of hers that I use almost word for word, but everything else I change. But it's pretty much, right? Would you say that, Courtney? Like that's pretty much the message that.
Yeah. I think Instagram, like it's a little, it's like more okay to like, I don't want to say be cold.
Cold message.
People are more open, I guess, to hearing from strangers, if that makes sense. Something that actually just reminded me of today, I think for Facebook, a really good thing to use is those voice messages, which I use sometimes, but I'm really realizing how much I need to use them more. I woke up this morning and I had like 3 voice messages from Tiffany, 4 voice messages from Miranda, and I was like, oh my gosh, something's wrong, and like nothing was wrong. And it just made me realize, I'm like, dang, these girls are on their voice messaging. I need to do that. So I love how you can send one like to yourself, right? And then you can just forward that one to multiple people, you know? So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to go that route for Facebook, because I don't think you can even do that on Instagram, but just making it more personal, you know, sending a voice message to
I
people.
always do voice messages, especially for distributors or potential distributors. And it just makes a connection. Like all right, so I lie and I will say like, oh my gosh, I'm driving in a car with my son, or my son's being absolutely crazy. He's sleeping. It doesn't matter. But I'll make up something like, oh my gosh, like I can't type right now. Can you listen to a voice message because my son's going crazy. He's not even in the house. And then I will voice message them and tell them like, oh, thank you so much. Hopefully this works. This technology works. I know that it works. Hopefully this works. I've never done this before, but I just figured it'd be easier to do a voice message because you can actually hear my voice and hear that I'm a real person and not just a robot, you know, and then talk to them about the business or tell them about my story. I find it's a little easier when you have to do things like tell them about the business builder kit and the cost of things. And when you're talking about an auto ship or talking about, you know, things like that about the business, instead of having it typed out, it just seems kind of cold and not personal. Whereas like you can put your excitement, but you can't, I mean, yes, there's only so many exclamation points that you can put and in bold and whatever, in caps. But when you actually get to talk to people and they can hear the excitement in your voice, it gets them excited. So anytime I am talking to a potential distributor, I will always either get them on the phone or get them like, can you listen to a voice message right now? Because I'm trying to walk my son in the stroller and I can't do like texting like this is really difficult, you know? So even if I'm not and I'm just chilling in my PJs.
I was actually reading Crash the Chatterbox. I know a couple of us were talking about this earlier. I was reading that this morning. Another thing on the Katie Sullivan Zoom that has completely changed my mindset, you guys, start and end your day with self-development, even if it's like 2 minutes. Like when I say I'm starting and ending my day with self-development, I am not sitting there reading for an hour. It's literally like a couple pages. But today in Crash the Chatterbox, he was talking about exactly what you just said, how a boss was emailing his employee and it just seemed like so mean. And every single time, like the employee was getting more and more like frustrated. So he like busted in the office and he was like, I feel like I can't do anything right. I feel like you don't like me. I feel like I'm a failure. And the boss like sat him down and calmed him down. And he was like, why do you feel like that? When you read my emails, you're thinking I'm coming from a place where I'm mad at you and I'm angry. From now on, what I want you to do when you read my emails, I want you to imagine me smiling as I'm writing them to you. And then he kind of was like comparing that with the Bible, how like when you read the Bible, imagine God smiling at you. And like that just like changed it for me. But it made me realize like when we're messaging people, you guys, a lot of times they might be picturing us, especially if it's someone who knows you do It Works and they've been like, oh, I'm just waiting for her to message me. You know, they might be expecting you like as they're reading it, like, oh, she's just copying and pasting this, or she's just being like a robot. But if you use those voice messages, they will hear it and they're like, oh man, like one, she actually does want me to join. And two, she's passionate. Like when you send those voice messages, you better be smiling. You better be like really happy. I really hope no one's sending voice messages when they're like, hey girl, so I just think that you should join my team. Like obviously do not ever send voice messages like that. And even if you have to like, I don't know, make yourself be in a good mood when you message them, you know, let them hear that excitement and that passion in your voice. It'll change everything.
Yeah, and I screw up all the time. The nice thing is that you can delete a message. So like you can get recording and then you're like, something like that. And then you just move your finger up and delete the message. So then nobody has to know that you stuttered 4.5 times. I love that. I love that. I can't remember who told us that, but I was like, mind blown. I thought like once you sent the message, like, oh no, I said it wrong. I can't even tell you. I probably recorded like a message 12 times before I actually send it to somebody. But then once I get it right, then you can copy that message and send it to other people. So then you don't have to say the same thing over and over and over again. You can just reuse that same message. So yeah. Okay, let's go because everyone like comes, Sensei, you're a genius. Jill calls me Sensei and I think it's so funny.
So hard.
What? Sensei? I've never been called that before. I think it's hysterical. Quick question. I have a group and another network marketer is in there. She does the most, also posting before and after. She wants to try a cleanse, who wants to be friends with me on Instagram. I really like this group. How do I compete? It's because you said, Penny, that she deleted it. That means that she's an admin. So she's using the group to get potentials. So that's probably why. I know the group probably is awesome and stuff like that, but that's probably why she posts all the before and afters. You guys, I cannot stress this enough. Do not ever, ever post anything about your business in a group. You will get kicked out and blocked from that group so freaking fast. I see it happen all the time because most admins will create like a rule book for the groups that say like no posting any sales pages, no MLMs or whatever. If I do post anything, like the one post I made in one of my groups that I'm in, it was somebody who was like, what do you mamas do from home? Like, what are your jobs or whatever? And I literally just posted my story. I said nothing about it works. I just said that I'm a work from home mom. I've been doing this for 2.5 years now. I've earned $22,000 in bonuses. I've been able to retire. I've been doing this, this, and this. It's completely changed my life. I never said contact me. I never said message me. I never said anything like that. And I never said what I did. And it's not because I'm not proud of it. It's because it's a really easy way to get kicked out of the group. And I like to create that sense of mystery. I had 60 people get in my inbox or add more info, add me info, send me a message. Like I had 60 new friends that day and I had 25 new people that I'm now talking to about being a distributor. And guess what? It takes 24 people to make a diamond. Think about that. Like I know, it gives me chills. Like, whew, whew. So I don't ever post any before and after pictures, nothing about anything. The only time that I've maybe posted, like, if somebody's like, I have anxiety or stress or whatever, I will say, oh, I do too. Like, especially since becoming a mom, like stress level at times 1,000. The only thing that's helped is this plant-based pill that I've been able to take, or sometimes I guess that kind of sounds like, but I say like I take like an all natural. So bad.
I just got that.
I just thought about that. I was like, maybe I shouldn't say plant-based anymore. Maybe I should just say all natural. But I take like this all natural, inexpensive anti-stress pill, and I literally call it Mommy's Happy Pill, and that's what gets me through the day. Something as simple as that. You don't have to say it's Confianza or I'm a, it works distributor. Like, no, don't. Like, it's one, you'll get kicked out of the group, and two, a lot of people already have this preconceived notion of what we do and who we are. And it's just not, just don't do it. Don't do it.
I think it all goes back to genuine connections, like those genuine relationships. If you're just trying to post something just to get a bunch of people to follow you or say, you know what I mean? Like, I want more info. Like, you want to make those genuine relationships. This whole thing, like social media, it's about being social.
Yep. And I would rather have them on my Facebook to see my everyday life, to see that I am a real person, because the chances are that they're going to join me eventually. But if I post something in, a group that's a before and after, I mean, maybe I might get a customer, maybe, but most of the time it's going to put a really bad taste in people's mouths, and all I'm looking for is a sale, and I don't care. So I never, ever post anything. But Penny, that sounds like she is an admin on the page, especially if she deleted it. Sounds like she's an admin, and that's why she created the group, was to try and, create. There's a lot of Instagram, actually. There's a big mommy group on Instagram, and she's a Beachbody coach. And I didn't realize that until like a couple posts down, and I saw that she's got like 300,000 followers, and it's just like funny memes about moms, but she's a Beachbody coach. So, admins, being existence.
All right, guys.
That's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and message us on Facebook or whatever. Can we take a picture really quick?
Oh, yeah.
You smile? Okay. Let's see if I can get us all in there. You ready? Cheese. All right, good job. So good. All right, thanks, y'all. If you have any questions, just shoot me and Courtney a message or whatever. And
Love you guys.
we'll post this recording either tonight or tomorrow, okay? Bye.
Bye.